Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Long time no talk. I am so sorry that I up and disappeared on you guys. I did make a community post about a month ago, I think, saying that I was back. But it's been a while since I've turned on my computer and opened up The Sims 3. So what I wanted to do today was to make a video that is a create a sim video with me. I have never done a video like this before, but I thought it would give us a good opportunity to relax, chillax, catch up, shoot the shit. Let me know how you guys have been doing. I've missed you guys so much. So grab your popcorn, grab a cup of joe. I've got one here right here. I've got one right here with me. Oh, that's still hot. Yeah. Of course it's still hot. But I thought we could just catch up. I could give you a little update on what's been going on with my life. And yeah, I just wanted to chat with you guys because like I said, it has been so very long. So this is a sim that we're going to be starting with. And she looks high as a kite. So we've got a lot of fixing up to do here, but I'm super excited to do this. I've never done a video like this before. So if there's some ahs, some pauses, just let those slide, because usually when I make my sims, I'm jamming out to music and I'm dancing and I'm wiggling in my chair. But obviously I'm going to be talking to you guys. So if I just have like a blur moment, just, you know, just let it slide, okay? I feel like I'm brand new to all of this again. It took me a while to figure out how to download CC and just how to get my game running again. So I feel like quite the noob. However, I'm not a noob because I've been playing for 20 years. And speaking of 20 years, it was recently the 20-year anniversary of The Sims. And what did we get? We got a recolored hot tub. Ooh boy, that didn't go down with the community very well. But anyway, I'm rambling. This is what this video is probably going to be about. Lots of rambling. But let's get started. So I want to use a custom skin. And I've got loads, as you can see. Ooh. I quite like that one. I like a bit of freckles. Freckles are fun. What's that? Ooh, that makes me think of a Sims 4 skin. I usually, when I'm making Sims, like in my videos, I usually have the skin already picked out because, as you guys all know, I am an indecisive sloth, so we could be here for hours. But let's see what skin looks the best. I thought, right, this one up here, is that amber? I thought this was another skin. So I thought this skin was this skin. I quite like this skin, but I have no idea what that says. So it may be a little bit tricky to find out what it is. However, I'm kind of digging it. Not so much with the red undertone. What's this one? I have too many skins. Why would I do this to myself? Like, I'm indecisive as it is. Why would I give myself so much choice? These are outstanding males. What if I just go with, I do like mango smoothie. I do like that one because it's got freckles. Ooh, that's a bit pink. Pink in your face. Let's see. What's that one? Ooh, that one's got freckles. If we could just tone down the pinkness of it. I do love the freckles. I'm digging the freckles. Options. Do you guys understand why I pick out the skin beforehand? You should now. Let's see. Can we tone down the redness on this? It's a bit red. I'm gonna go with this skin. I quite like the red cheeks on it. Or maybe I don't. Hold on. We might go to the original. I quite like a freckle face. I'm feeling the freckle face. Now, when I got up this morning and I thought, I'm going to do a create a sim with me because I've never done one, I really wanted to create like a red-headed sim. Because I don't create a lot of gingers, and I love the ginger. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll just see what happens. So I don't know how I'm feeling about this skin though. There's some stretched freckles. And I don't know if I'm feeling it. Let's go with, ooh, decisions. What's this? It's a Candy Crush one. Marshmallow, yellow. This is so difficult. Right, hold on. Let me just pick a skin and I'll come back to you. I've decided to go with this one. I believe it's by Peach Pixels. I'll have the links for all the CC that I use on her down below in the description as per usual. I've just realized that I've got my body sliders in here, and so I think we're in for a little bit of a treat, but let's work on our body a little bit. Let's make her a little bit thicker. Oh yeah, you can already see that the breasticle sliders are in. What is going on? What is going on? Why is she getting... Right, let's adjust this. Right, let's take the tots down a little bit and let's... Okay, that's a little bit better, but still I want a little bit smaller. Still, that looks quite top heavy, but it's fine. So the next thing that I want to do, whoa, that was a little too close. The next thing that I want to do, that I usually do on all my Sims before I start messing with their face, is I want to put her hair up. I either put my Sim's hair up in a bun or I make them bald. So if I can find the bald hairstyle rather quickly, I will use that, and it just gives me full access to the shape of their head, if that makes any sense. So where are you, Baldy? It's got to be towards the bottom because it's a base game ting. I have so many hairs in my game. That'll do. I think that'll do. Yeah, she's got a little buzz cut going on. I like it. I dig it. And let's... I don't really want to do her eyebrows, so we're going to actually go over to the makeup real quick because I think it's a makeup. I want to put some contacts in. I don't know why I've not changed my default eyes as of yet, because I don't really use these eyes anymore. I like to use Charlotte Clear Eyes, I think they're called, and they're just a more cartoony vibe, and I really, really like them. So we're gonna go ahead, if my makeup will load, and we're going to put on those contacts for her. I'm thinking of a name for her. I don't know what I want to call her as of yet. Yep, so it's Charlotte's Clear Eyes, and I think this is a, that's me thinking. I think this is a Sims 2 conversion. So I am envisioning brown eyes, I think. We definitely need to lift those eyelids up. She needs a lid lift. Let's make them a little bit lighter. Like that. Like that. Perfect. Or maybe, no, a little bit more brown. That's a bit orange. Brown, a nice, lovely brown. Perfect, beautiful, love it. Okay, so we're gonna go and mess with her head and her ears. Now, like I said, guys, I have missed you like nobody's business. What has been going on with you guys? I feel like I've been gone for almost a year. I actually looked earlier and I think my last upload was about 9 months ago, and I only intended to take a very, very short break, but that short break turned out to be a lot freaking longer than I planned, and for that I can only apologize. Real life got in the way. Loads of stuff has happened, and I'll try to get through it all as I'm talking and creating this sim, but I may, like I say, ramble and go off on tangents, which is a little bit normal for me. I don't even know where to start, but I'm gonna take a sip of coffee real quick. Let's start with October. So in October, I went back to the States to, ooh, she's looking like a 5 head. I went back to the States for one of my niece's weddings. Now, this wedding had been in the works for over a year. I mean, I feel like that's typical about how long it takes to plan a wedding, is about a year or so. And I went back and I was so excited to see all my family and friends, but there was drama with this wedding. There was drama even before the wedding happened, before I even flew out there. You see, my niece, did I say that I was going for my niece's wedding? My niece has a sister. And her sister, all of a sudden, about 2 months before her wedding, decided to get married. And she wasn't even engaged yet. It was very strange. It was like they went to one of those wedding shows, and then the elder sister, the one who didn't have the wedding planned, was looking at wedding venues while they were at this wedding show, and she decided to book it on her boyfriend, not fiance's, her boyfriend's birthday. So she basically went back after the wedding show and was like, hey, we're getting married on your birthday, which is like 4 months away. So that was like a big drama. The sisters weren't talking for a bit, and they were each other's maid of honors. So that was really awkward. And then also the one who did the last minute wedding, let's get a little bit closer here. The last minute wedding invited me, obviously, because I'm everybody's favorite aunt in the family. And when I told her I couldn't go because I was already going to her sister's wedding, which had been planned for a year, she wasn't very happy with me. She was like, why don't you just fly over here for my wedding in September, fly back to the UK for about a week, and then fly back for the original wedding that you were invited to? And I was like, no, unless you're paying for my flight over there, that is never gonna happen, honey. Never. So she wasn't too happy with me about that, but she got over it. And yeah, so I ended up going to the wedding in October, and let me just say this, it was a gorgeous wedding. It was beautiful. It was like rustic, and it was outside, so it was a little bit chilly, but it was stunning. And my niece did an amazing job planning the wedding, but of course, there was drama. Why wouldn't there be drama? I feel like every wedding that I attend, there is some sort of drama that comes along with it. I'll tell you about another wedding story that I don't think I've told you guys about before after this one. And this is probably why you should never invite me to your wedding. Anyway, so a little bit of drama. So my niece, her fiance's parents are basically crazy. Like, different level crazy. So my niece's fiance has a sister, and the sister got married in August, I want to say, that maybe July, somewhere around there. They got married in the summertime. No big deal, right? But the sister and her parents fell out just before the wedding. So the parents basically said, fine, we're canceling your wedding. We're not going to pay for anything. Who does that? So they started calling the venues and the vendors that they were using for the wedding to cancel the wedding. But luckily, my nephew-in-law's sister's fiance's family were able to pay for the wedding, so that wedding was saved. But this is like setting the background story about how like kooky these people are. So my niece and her fiance went over to her future in-laws one night just to have a little get together, a dinner. I was gonna say dinner in a movie. It wasn't dinner in a movie, but they went over there to just sort of get together. And for some reason, after a bit of drinking and merriment, politics came up. Now, I feel like politics and religion is the one thing that you should never talk about at a dinner party, especially if you're on opposing sides. I feel like things could get heated. And let me tell you, things did get heated at this dinner. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of everything that happened during this dinner. However, it got to the point where my niece's fiance's parents would not let them leave the house. So they threatened that if my niece and her fiance left the house, they wouldn't attend the wedding. So they argued for hours and hours, trying to get out of the house and trying to make things right. Where finally it got so late that they were like, whatever, if you don't want to come to our wedding, you don't need to come to our wedding. So they left. And then, they were basically harassed for the days leading up to the wedding via text message, like ridiculous text messages were sent by my niece's fiance's parents. They were upset and they wanted him to apologize for the one time when he was 13 years old and he didn't clean his bedroom. This is how crazy it got. So that's the kind of text that they were sending. So it got to the night before the wedding, and they were still saying they weren't going to come to the wedding. But if we reverse a little bit, I skipped out some of the story. Traditionally, the groom's parents are meant to pay for the rehearsal dinner. They're the hosts of the rehearsal dinner. So I wasn't invited to the rehearsal dinner, which I was a little bit butthurt about, because I feel like all guests, especially out-of-town guests, should be invited to the rehearsal. Ooh, look at her jaw. I like that. Should be invited to the rehearsal dinner, especially since I flew all the way from the UK. Like, hello. Anyway, that's besides the point. They decided that they weren't going to attend the rehearsal dinner. Ipso facto, they weren't paying for the rehearsal dinner. So they called up the place where the rehearsal dinner was meant to be. And they basically said, we are not paying for this. We are not coming. The rehearsal dinner is off. Luckily, my brother, my niece's father, called the restaurant and said, oh, how now, brown cow, we are attending and we will be paying for the meal. So the rehearsal dinner was saved, so that wasn't a very big deal. But anyway, so the day before the wedding, they were still getting weird text messages and all sorts of weird things were happening. And the parents of my niece's fiance basically wanted them to write out an apology saying that they would never upset them again, so that my niece and her fiance would never upset them again. They wanted this in writing. They didn't want an apology over the phone. They didn't want an apology in person. They wanted it written out so they could have the words there in case they needed to show them what they said at a later date. Like, what the actual F? Who are these people? It was just so flippin' weird. Like, who does that? But anyway, they refused. They were like, we're not apologizing. Like, we've done nothing wrong. You guys need to get a grip. Blah, blah, blah. So they didn't end up apologizing. So the morning of the wedding, they're still getting text messages. Now, they were separated. My niece and her fiance were separated. My niece was staying at my mom's house, and then her fiance and his groomsmen were staying somewhere on some island in a cabin somewhere, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's by the by. So they're still getting all these text messages. Now, the groom is still asleep at this point on the morning of the wedding, so my niece is getting these text messages on her wedding day. And by the way, if there wasn't enough bad luck in this wedding, as an aside, one of the photographers was in hospital. So, they had to get another photographer, and then I think the woman who was meant to do their makeup, the bridesmaid's makeup, broke her hand or something, so they were down to one makeup artist and one hair person, so all the bridesmaids had to do their own makeup. So it was just so weird. It was like everything that you could possibly think of happening could happen, but my niece remained super calm when all of this was going on. So I was super duper proud of her. That was well good. Bravo to you. So she's getting all these text messages, so she's trying to call her fiance. Well, one of her fiance's groomsmen was very upset that he was not chosen for the best man, so he refused to give the groom his phone. Wouldn't wake him up, and so my niece was calling and saying, I really need to speak to him. It's urgent. I'm getting these messages, like, shit's going down. I need to speak to him. And this groomsman was not giving up the phone. So basically, he goes, well, why don't you tell me what you need to tell him, and then when he wakes up, I will relay it. And my niece was like, oh no, this has nothing to do with you. I need to speak to my fiance. It's the day of my wedding. Please don't stress me out, or you're out of the wedding. Like, it was just a whole big drama. This groomsman, you guys, barred himself in front of the door to keep the groom from getting out of the room in order to get to his phone to call his fiance, my niece. Like, another psycho moment. It was just, like, ridiculous is the only thing that comes to mind when I think of this whole thing. The only way to get him out of the way of the doorway was for, okay, this is going to be like a mouthful, for my niece's fiance's sister's husband to launch the kid out of the way. Like, that's how ridiculous it got physical. Like, my niece was on the phone while this was happening and she heard screaming because the kid went flying because he wouldn't get out of the way. So that happened. But anyway, so we're on the morning of the wedding, and we're going to the venue where pictures are happening, and my mom, my dad, and I turn up to the venue, and guess who is there? My niece's fiance's parents decided to grace us with their presence. Like, it was the weirdest thing, but they were stood away from everybody by themselves, and to look at them, you'd think that they were like royalty, the way that they were like stood away from people, and like they had photographers taking picture of just the two of them, so it was just like all super duper strange. But they didn't really speak to anybody at the wedding, and nobody really wanted to speak to them because everybody knew like everything that they had done. And so they didn't want to approach them and be like, because words would have been exchanged basically. Like, my dad was upset about the whole thing, my brother was upset about the whole thing, and it was just ridiculous. So nobody really spoke to them. But my brother did say that by the end of the wedding, they came up to him and my sister-in-law and were basically like, if we had known that our son had so many friends and family that loved him, we wouldn't have acted the way that we did. What? Like, what kind of excuse is that? Like, that is, I've never heard anything like that at all. It was just freakishly weird. But yeah, so that is the family that my niece is married into. Good luck with that, sweetheart. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Ooh, let's give her some bigger ears. So back to the sim. I basically finished her facial area. I really like the heart-shaped shape that I've gone with, and now I'm just giving her some bigger ears. I've got a thing about Sims and bigger sticky outy ears. That's just my thing. That's always been my thing, and I like them to have big tips on their nose. But she's turning out really cute. I'm really happy. But let's take away her, because I got high eyes, and let's work with this. So I should have changed her brows, but I didn't. So let's go to the eye depth and work with that a little bit. Let's pull them back, sweetheart. Let's pull those back, honey. And then let's create a little bit of distance, because I'm gonna widen the bridge of your nose and then the eye height. Oh no, let's bring them down a little bit. Let's give her a cute little munchkin face, cute little squidgy face. Eye length, what does that do? Let's make them a little bit longer. How do I get rid of her high eyes? And let's take the scale down just a little bit. I mean, that's not going to help with her having the munchies as it stands. Eye slider to the left. Oh my god, no, we don't want to do that. How do I get rid of that? Ooh, there we go. Ooh, let's not touch the eye sliders, because that just ruins everything. Is this the eye socket? Okay, that's going to help a little bit if we bring the eye socket down. Can you guys tell I haven't made a sim for a while and I have no idea what my sliders do? What's eye stretch do? I'm a little bit scared to find out. Ooh, that's not too bad, but let's make them a little bit wider. Let's give her some bright brown eyes. We're not doing the lashes as of yet, but we will get to the lashes. Ooh, eyelid lower width. No, we're gonna leave that like that. Oh, no. Okay. Eyelids width. No, we don't want to mess with that. Height scale, is that it? Oh, no. That's just playing with the height of her eyes. Or just eye height. Is this it? That is not it. I'm getting all excited, and her eyes are all foobarred. They're absolutely foobarred. Ooh, we need to work on the outer corners, I think. Let's try the apex. Let's see if that's gonna help. There we go. Eye corner height. Let's bring it down a notch. I need to do something with these eyelids. Inner corner height. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's get those tear ducts down eye shape. Is that gonna help anything? Ooh! Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, eyeball size. It's gotta be on the other one. Okay, let's try the, oh, I was on the outer corner. Eyelid height, this has got to be it. There we go. Oh, look, honey, look at your bright eyes. Yes. Yes. This is exciting. Right, eyelid. Ooh, she's looking a little bit more human now. Let's lengthen them a little bit. Squidge them down a smidge. Squidge a smidge. Eyelids width. Oh, no, that's a bit too smidge to squidge. And then we're gonna bring those up. Ooh, those are suspicious eyes. You got some mystery about you, baby. Upper lid height. If you guys are wondering about, obviously I'm using sliders that aren't in the game, and I've got a file on Sim File Share that does have all of the sliders that I do use to make my Sims, so I will include that in the download, plus the link where I got all of the sliders from, because there are some sliders from some creators that I don't have. So if you guys want more sliders, like body sliders in your game, then you can obviously go ahead and check them out. You've got an easy link to get to them. Upper eyelid shape, what does this do? Ooh, 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 oh, I see. Ooh, let's move it like that. And then we're not gonna touch the depth. We're not gonna touch her eyebrows yet. Let's move on to her nose. Let me have a little sip of coffee. Sorry, that was very piggish of me. Right, so that was October of last year. Let's talk about November, which was basically the worst month of my life. It started off really good. Let me tell you about it. So, November 5th, that was the day. It was the day that eggnog lattes hit the UK, and I was happy as Larry. Now, previous to this, everybody at work knew something big was happening, but I'm an optimistic person, so I was like, it'll be fine. Nothing's going to happen to us. There's going to be some changes in the works, but it'll all be fine. Everything's just hunky-dory, right? So there's 4 of us that do the same job at my work, and a couple of them had been fretting, and I was like, you guys need to chill out. Like, everything's going to be fine. It's not going to be worst case scenario. So just relax, chill. So this particular day, the 5th of November, was actually my 1-year anniversary with the company. And so I had my eggnog latte, everything was groovy, but we had a meeting later on in the day, and I was like, it'll be fine. So we get pulled into a room, and we basically get told, there's 4 of you here now, but only 1 of you gets to keep your job. I burst into tears. I was wailing, like, you know those gifs of ugly crying? I was every one of those. In Compass, in the same one, eating ice cream, sobbing with soap in my mouth, laying on the couch sobbing, just straight up ugly crying. I was just not a happy bunny, like inconsolable. And some of my friends still make fun of me for it today, but it's okay, it's totes pants, so it's cool. So we walked out of that, ooh, hold on, gotta concentrate on the scale of her nose. So we walked out of that meeting absolutely defeated. It was worst case scenario, because we all had to go against each other in order to get the one job that there was. So that was a massive thing. So turns out I didn't get my job back, so I was basically made redundant. However, there was another job on site which was very similar to what I was doing, but it wasn't what I do, if that makes sense. It was a little bit different. I was just upset. I was just absolutely gutted. Like, I read the job description of this new job and it sounded good, but it just wasn't the job title that I was used to, what I do, but I knew and I know that I could absolutely smash this job. Ooh, look at her nostril curve. I like that. I could smash the job if I did it. So this particular job is reporting into someone within the company that is a little bit high-strung, shall we say? Very positive, very enthusiastic, but a little bit high-strung, a little bit OTT for our liking. So we decided that we were going to try and see if we could get it a different reporting line. So it turns out, once I was given this job, we were able to get a different reporting line. So I was happy, and I was like, yes, I can do this job. I've got a really cool new boss. Everything's gonna be fine. And then when I was on annual leave one day, my one of my current bosses called me and was like, hey, you know all that dippity doppity doopity that we did to change your line manager? Well, we've been overridden and it needs to go back to who it originally was. Devastated, absolutely devastated. So as soon as I got off the phone with my boss, I immediately went onto the job boards and I was like, I'm gonna go and find myself a new job. I was really crabby. That's my crabby sound. And so I went and I looked on the job boards, and when we first found out, some of the other girls that do my job were looking straight away, and Christmas is kind of, this obviously happened right before Christmas, and so it's kind of a bad time to be looking for a job. So I wasn't really out there like looking as hard as maybe I could have been, if that makes sense. I don't like her jaw. Hold on, we're gonna go back to her jaw real quick. I want to move it back and give her a little bit of a overbite because I think they're cute. Not that much, not that little, but just right. Oh yes. So I wasn't looking. Like, I'd have a peek every now and again, but it wasn't anything religious like some of the other girls. So after I got this phone call from my boss, let's see what a turned up nose looks like. Ooh, maybe turn it down just a little bit. There we go. I went on the job boards and I found like my dream job. It was like it was fate. Like, I got some bad news and then I went on the job boards because I was frustrated and angry, and then this job was just like, oh, like right in front of my face. So I knew I had to apply for it. So I went ahead and applied for it. Didn't hear anything for ages. Nothing. And I was like, well, as if my shitty luck couldn't get any shittier, they've not called me back. Again, I was marrying. Martin? Is that even a word? And so I was very, very upset. But then I got an email that I had an interview with this company. And I was like, yes, people are looking down on me. They're so excited. Like, somebody's watching out for me. Definitely there's light at the end of every tunnel. One door opens, or one door closes, another one opens. All of that cliche shit just like went through my mind while I got that email. I was so happy. What is going on with the tip of her nose? So I went to the interview, really liked the company, really liked the people who interviewed me. I was super duper happy. And then I actually got invited back for a second interview, which I don't know if I was expecting it, but it was a nice surprise. And I was like, I'm one step closer to kind of getting my dream job. It combines what I did before at my old company and what I'd done in a previous role, but it also combines something I'm really passionate about. So if I do end up getting the job, I'll talk more about it, but I don't want to jinx anything. But you guys, if you could, ooh, what did I do to her nose? Oops. If you guys could keep your, I was gonna say your arms crossed, your fingers, your toes, your eyes, anything else that you can cross, your legs, I guess, your feet, if you can keep everything crossed for me, I would really, really appreciate it, because I've never been like, I've always been kind of like, a job is a job and I can do a job, but this is a job that I really, 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 really want. So hopefully I get called back for the third and what I hope to be the final interview, because I flippin' hate interviews. Like, I don't know anybody who enjoys interviews. Does anybody in the comments enjoy interviews at all? Because I sure as heck don't. I sure as heck don't enjoy interviews. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. So that was a very, very stressful time in my life. And then also I've got some knock-on residual effects from the last job that I had before this current job that I'm doing, where I wasn't paid. So that put a lot of stress on me, and it still puts a lot of stress on me to this day. And I get really angry thinking about all of that. So yeah, not happy whatsoever. So again, another stressor. And I just basically did this thing where real life got really, really like out of hand, crazy, and I was like, I'm just gonna bury my head in the sand and everything will be okay, like when I bring my head out. But it definitely wasn't okay. So I'm feeling loads better within myself. Hopefully this jobber doobie works out, and I am so excited to be getting back into recording. Right, we've got some cleavage going on. Can I just take that down to 0? Because she doesn't need all the cleavage in the world, nor does she need this breast depth. Right, we'll keep it at 12 because I can't get my cursor right. We'll do that -6. Breast fullness, yikes, let's take it to 6. Let's take this down. See, this is what happens when you've got crazy sliders in your game. Crazy stuff happens. I don't know if you guys ever saw my random genetics challenge. What is all of these body sliders with sliders? But I had body sliders in at the time when I did it, and it made for some crazy results. So there we go. The breasticle vertical position is now 0, which is what I wanted. Fat upper lip slider, what does this do? Ooh, that brings it down a little bit. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's check out the lip fatness. Ooh, let's make her lips a little bit fat. Do we want to do a little bit of duck lips? And I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm sad. Me now? Me 6 months ago. Let's give her some neutral corners. I don't want her to be super happy. It's best to be like neutral with a smile. Kidding. If you want to smile all the time, you smile all the time. And then I do love to curve my Sims' mouths, but she looks really upset. So maybe if we rotate the corners a little bit. Ooh, look at that upturned corners. And let's give her some definition. Just a little. Oh, not that much. A little bit of definition in her. Is that a philtrum? Cupid's bow? What is that called? What is that part of the mouth called? I have completely messed up this girl, but let's bring her out a little bit, give her a little bit of depth. I'm gonna have to work on something here. Something here's not right about little miss. Ooh, see? It's all about the mouth position, because now she looks 10 times better. Let's bring that in just a little bit, and let's work on the bottom lip shape. And let's do a little bit of thickness. Girl got a thick lower lip. Yeah. And then let's give it some width. Ooh, I like her lips. And if you hear that squeaking, I'm not tooting. It's just my chair. So I don't want you guys to be thinking, oh, she nasty. Because it's just my chair. Okay. Let's see. What does this do? Ooh. 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 Lip corner shape. Let's do a little lip corner shape, but not massively. Oh, no, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. I'm always jealous of people whose lips look like that. Do people's lips actually look like that? Let's put the lip corner shape back down. And let's do that. Let's make it a little less noticeable. More subtle. That's the word I'm looking for. Middle upper lip width. I think that messes with the philtrum. Is that the philtrum? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And then what's an outer curve? I feel like that has something to do with... Ooh, nope. No, we don't want to do that. What about an overlip curve? Let's pull that back just a little skosh. Oh, she's so pretty. But there's something... I need some more cheeks on this girl. I need some cheekbones. Let's mess with her face height a little tiny bit. And then... let's pull her face out. Oh, no, let's pull it in. That looks better. Forehead depth. We don't want to mess with forehead depth. Does anybody actually use hat sliders? I don't know why I have these in my game. Because hat sliders seem to be the devil. Because I can never get them right. I can never ever get those darn things right. And what about her jawline height? Oh, let's leave it out just a bit. What happens if I rotate? No, no, I liked where that was. I like where that was. A little bit of fullness. And, oh, cheeks, that's what I was here for, not the jaw. Silly me. Silly me. Let's pull the bone height up. And I always do the cheekbone shape, but I never do it like that. And what's that? Ooh, I mean, sometimes these extremes are a bit extreme. I've got my sliders set to a multiple of 2 at the moment, and that's why they're going from like one extreme to the next. So let's pull that up there. And then if we do the depth, that's gonna screw things up a little bit. And then let's give her a little bit more fullness in the cheekers. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think I'm, oh, no, we don't want to do cheek width. I'm very happy with that, but I think I want to put some more distance between her eyes for some reason. And I wonder if I can move them down a little bit. Let's go to the extreme with that. Ooh, and that, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like I'm seeing things that I've never seen before in The Sims. But then I also want to bring the height down a little bit. Ooh, there's a siren. Do you guys hear the siren? I think that will work. Now what I want to do is I want to go and find her some eyelashes, because eyelashes make a sim. So I think my eyelashes are not in this position. They'll be under eyeliner, which is the appropriate place to have them. But guys, tell me down below, what have you been up to? Have you been in school? How is work? How is life? Are you dating anybody? Are you watching any really good TV series? Because I have just finished Sex Education. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that. Oh, I don't like those. That's creepy scary. But if you haven't seen Sex Education, I highly recommend. It is such a good series. It took me a while to get into it. I will admit that. It was a very slow start for me, but I ended up really loving it. How do I feel about these eyelashes? I don't know how I feel about these eyelashes. And I will admit that in the last episode of season 2, I bawled my eyes out like a little baby. I'm really emotional lately, guys. But I did cry. And yeah, so let me know what you guys thought if you guys have seen Sex Education, and all I can say is that I'm super duper excited for season 3 to come out. Right, let's see if we can work with these ones. Work. Eyelashes. There we go. Bottom height, please. Thank you. Bottom height. Oh, I don't know if I like these ones. Bottom length. Why are they like, they look like they're like poking straight out at the screen. I don't know. I think we need to do something with the inner corner height. Did not do anything. I'm gonna have to rotate them. Top height. Let's give her some oh, no. Nope. Okay. Top length. Grow those eyelashes. And then let's rotate them. Do you know what it is? I think it's because... There we go, hunty. Much better. There's something about her nose that I don't like. I think I want to make it, lower it just a smidge, and maybe define it just a smidge more. Let's give it right there. Does it need to be longer? Ha! I snorted. No, it does not need to be that long. Another thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys is actually what is happening with my channel. The long and short of it is I have no freaking clue. All I know is that I'm happy to be back recording and like talking to you guys and getting into the swing of things, but I don't know when I'm going to be uploading, how often I'm going to be uploading. I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things slowly but surely. I don't want to bombard myself or put too much pressure on myself to make sure that I have videos out on certain days. Just not yet, not at this moment. Maybe that will change as time goes on. Ooh, I like her nose. Yes, hunty. That's better. Maybe I will come back to a schedule at some point, but just for right now, I'm gonna upload as and when. Let's go and put some hair on her, because although she looks good with the buzz cut, I think she could do with some hair. Obviously, before I went on my hiatus, which was only meant to be for 1 month, and it turned out to be quite a long time. I had Right Designs going, I had the Avant-Garde Challenge, and then I also had Simon Says with Shitstorm Sabella. And I don't know if I'm going to be bringing Shitstorm Sabella back right away. I feel like all she really does is woohoo with Morris and, what is his name? It's Morris's best friend, and it's not Liam. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember his best friend's name. But all she does is seem to be like a human, like, baby factory. And so I kind of want to put her on hiatus and kind of, if I do ever go back to her, get her story back on track, because I just feel like it is way, like, away from where it originally started. It's taken a turn. I mean, Sabella's got 5 kids, and I don't even know if Sabella likes kids. So, yeah, I'm gonna put her on the back burner. Now, Theo, I feel like his story's coming to an end as well. I tweeted a picture a long time ago where I had actually built townhouses for Theo. I kind of like this hairstyle. I wish I could get your guys' feedback. You can tell me what you think about this hairstyle, but you can't. So I've got to make a decision, which we all know I'm an indecisive sloth and I'm not good at it. So I feel like Theo's coming to the end of his story, and because I built his townhouse, and I kind of want to do a Decorate With Me series. I know I had polled on my community tab which house you thought would suit, or townhouse would suit Theo out of the 3. So maybe we can revisit that, and I can do a Decorate With Me with whichever townhouse suits him best. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys would like to see something like that. Ooh, yes, I kind of like this hairstyle. However, let's put this up. Let's work with her eyebrows first, because that was covering her eyebrows. I really like that hairstyle. Who's that hairstyle by? I'm gonna have to find out who that's by. So yeah, let me know if you guys would like to do a Build With Me series or a Decorate With Me series on whichever townhouse you think suits Theo. Ooh, I like those eyebrows. I don't like those ones. And then Frankie, I actually had recorded an episode of Right Designs, and I think Frankie was at a point where she was constantly working her little behinder off. She was trying to get a relationship going with Calvin Riffin, but she's got 2 roommates, and I really wanted to do a renovation on her home, but we just didn't have the money. Like, the renovations that she's doing isn't raking in the cash. Who does this sim look like? Wasn't raking in the cash whatsoever. So I had recorded an episode before I went on my little break, little in quotation marks. Oh, I kind of like those eyebrows. I feel like I use them all the time though. And I actually I'm going to use those ones. I sent her to Egypt. Because I wanted her to go have a vacation, relax a little bit, explore some tombs. And so I believe I left off with Miss Frankie Ruth Wright asleep in a tent after she had explored a tomb for the day. So I'm excited to get back in there, make her some money, enough money so she could renovate and add on to her home, because, you know, we could cheat and do a little bit of mother loading, but I would rather not. I would rather just sort of play the game. And then something that I really want to do for the future, where's that hairstyle that I was digging? Something that I really want to do for the future, how's this look with her new eyebrows? No, is I either want to tackle the Runaway Teen challenge or the A to Z baby challenge. Now, call me crazy, I freaking love this hairstyle. Who's done this hair? Call me crazy, because both of those challenges are crazy, especially the A to Z baby challenge. But I do want to do like another well-known challenge, and oh, look at that, The Sims 4 could never. Yeah, I really want to do some sort of challenge, something that's going to frustrate the heck out of me, keep me on my toes, and yes, ooh, yes, ooh, I love gray hair. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked. I'm gonna have to fix her cheeks though. I quite like that. That is Beauty Miss. Oh yeah, I love that. Right, we're gonna go with that, but I need to go back and fix her cheeks and maybe pull her face down a little bit. Speaking of Sims 4 and that they could never. Have you guys been seeing the tweets, the talk, everything about a possible Sims 5? Because, oh, honey, you are beautiful. Because I've been seeing that everywhere. Even the official French Sims account tweeted a, okay, don't make fun of me, but is it a bombolaclat? Oh my god, I'm not down with the kids. But they tweeted, sorry, I got sidetracked. They tweeted a picture of the Sims 2 logo and the Sims 3 logo. That makes me think that Sims 5 is definitely in the works, and we could be seeing it sooner rather than later. I think her eyes need to be a little bit bigger. We could be seeing it sooner rather than later, because I feel like with the CEO of EA coming out saying that the possibility of multiplayer and single player coming to the Sims franchise, that it's a possibility. Yes, look at those bright eyes, baby. Yeah, I just think that they are working on it, and I don't know how I feel about it, especially after everything that's happened with The Sims 4. Like, I feel like The Sims 4 is a very beautiful game to look at, and I like how Sims look in Create a Sim, and especially if you load them up with CC, they are absolutely stunning. But they missed the whole gameplay aspect of it, and I think that's where Sims 3 comes out on top. It's just like superior in that aspect, and also the customization aspect. Sims 3 has got it going on. Sims 3 is always going to be my little bae, and I'm always going to have a very soft spot and a very happy place for it in my heart. I'm just looking at her. I feel like she needs something else. What is it? Should we... Let's not lower her nose. Should we up her? Ooh, ooh, right there. Ooh, honey, ooh. Maybe give it a little bit more definition. I don't know. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna slap a nose mask on it in a moment. Maybe it's the tip. Just the tip. Let's put some tip depth out there. Let's poke it out a little bit, and then maybe bring the height down. Maybe that's what's troubling me. Ooh, I don't know if that was what was troubling me, but I kind of like it. Oh, nope, let's not rotate it too much. Oh, I really like what's going on here, but let's scale it down. Let's scale it back just a little bit. Or what happens if we make it a little bit too big? Nope, that's an extreme. And then let's do that. And then if we go, that makes it go up. So does that give her a little upturned nose? That gives her a little... Let's do that a little. Yes, this is like, I've never made a sim that looks like her. She's completely different. Let's bring the septum height up though. Yes, 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 yes. And the width, should we widen it a little bit? I'm really digging her nose. I just think she's totes adorbs. Right, so what I'm gonna do, this is obviously the sim. I'm gonna think of a name for her, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna leave you guys with some music while I do her makeup, because you can see everything that I've done to her face, and I'm just gonna go through the makeup. My Sims don't usually typically wear a lot of makeup, so yeah, I'm just gonna put some makeup on her. You guys aren't missing much. Just relax, chill, enjoy the music. Here we go. Okay, so you saw me put minimal makeup on her. I don't use a lot of makeup on my Sims. I don't know why, and I don't know why I have all the options in there for loads of makeup. Maybe it's just because I don't have makeup that I like. So if you have any eyeshadows or lipsticks or blushes, anything like that that you think that I would like, let me know down below in the comments, because that would be great. But what were we talking about before I left you guys with some music? I think it was the possibility of a Sims 5. What would you guys like to see in a Sims 5? For me personally, I would love a combination of 2, 3, and 4. So there are bits from all of those games that I absolutely love. For example, I do like the push and pull system of Gaaaah in the Sims 4. I think they did a really good job on that, especially for bodies. In the Sims 3, we need to rely on sliders, which you can see how wonky the sliders are sometimes for body shapes, because I would really like her to be a little bit thicker, but then if you make her thicker, her face gets thicker, and it's just really, really weird in the Sims 3. But I do love sliders for the facial aspect. So if we could, for Sims 5, if we could have a combination of push and pull and sliders, I would be happy, one happy bunny. Obviously we need Gaaaah, create a style. We need Gaaaah back, because we need that customization. I cannot believe that in Sims 4 they got rid of the customization aspect of the game. It's like, what are you thinking? Wait, how do her breasticles look? Oh my god, what did I do? Do you see what I'm talking about? The sliders for bodies? This is why. Hold on, I've got to go back and fix this. I'll be right back. I need to fix this. This is horrible. So her breasticles were definitely the definition of flat as a pancake, but they were like inverted as well. Like you didn't put enough flour in your pancakes and they didn't rise just a teensy weensy bit. Like there's nothing wrong with having small little boobies, but when they're like inverted, doesn't look good on The Sims. See, that's why you need the push and pull system that The Sims 4 has. And also, I think that building in The Sims 4 is a lot easier than it is in The Sims 3. But I'm still an indecisive sloth when I build in Sims 4. I don't think that's ever going to go away, no matter if I've got options or not. But we definitely need to combine, like, how you roof in Sims 4 with some of the tools and the tricks that you can do in Sims 3 building. And then also we need that customization. I'm just so upset that they took away the customization in the Sims 4. Sims 4, to me, it looks brilliant. I think it's a beautiful game, gorgeous to look at, but it's not a great game to play. I hate to say it, like, I would love to love Sims 4 in terms of gameplay, but it's just, I mean, you can play, and then you play through once, and then you're done playing. Like, with The Sims 3, I'm still discovering things all these years later. I kind of like that top. This reminds me of a top that I wore when I went out dancing with some of my friends. To a thing called Bongos Bingo. If any of you have ever heard of Bongos Bingo, it's a thing that happens around the world. Let me know down below in the comments, because I've been going a lot recently and it's so much fun. It's not, I mean, there is bingo involved, but it's not like your typical kind of bingo. Let me know if you have ever experienced that before, because it is a trip, it is a hoot, and I absolutely love it. How did I get onto Bongos Bingo? Do you see what I mean about being like rambly? Let's go with a sweater or a sweatshirt, but yeah. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. Let me know down below what you guys would love to see in The Sims 5. I think with The Sims 4, they got the toddlers right. And they need to work on the babies. I mean, I made a whole video on what they could do with the babies. And it just needs to happen already. Because it's just ridiculous that babies are objects. And it's been 20 years. And we have objects for babies. That's not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. Ooh, let's go with a blank one, I think. But I like that sweater texture, so let's see if we can recolor this. Yes, she looks like she'd wear a lot of red, or maybe some plum purple. A little bit darker. A little bit darker. Right about there. I like that. That works for me. So yeah, I would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on an upcoming Sims 5. When do you think it's going to come out? I've been seeing reports of 2021, which would mean that The Sims 4 was the longest installment at 7 years, I think it would be. I think in September of this year, it'll be year 6, which is a long ass time. So I hope they're working on Sims 5. I want to be wowed. I want to be stunned. I don't want multiplayer because I don't want to play with anybody. I love y'all, but I don't want you in my game messing things up. Like, what if your Sim wants to woohoo with my Sim, and then like they have a baby, but then who takes care of the baby? Who has custody of the baby if you have a baby in the game while somebody else is in your game? Who takes care of the baby? That's what another thing that I would love to see in The Sims though, like custody and being able to stay at parents' houses or grandparents' houses, like not your primary, like who you primarily live with. I would love to see that be a thing. There's so many things that could happen in The Sims 5, and I feel like they need to combine the customization. We need open world or open neighborhood. I'm not fussed on which one. We need those back. Oh no, I don't like that. We need cars. Ooh, that's a bit too low. We need cars. Oh, I kind of like that, but not with that shirt. No. Cars, bicycles, boats. I mean, it is 2020. The game's been going on for 20 years. We need different kinds of hot tubs, in-ground hot tubs, please, not recolored hot tubs. And we need to like be able to have the freedom to make our own. Oh, I like this. The freedom to make our own color palettes, like we did in The Sims 3, and how The Sims 4 could never. Unless you're into making CC, which by the way, the CC makers and the mod makers of Sims 4 keep that game afloat. And I think a lot of people are saying that's like the only way that they can play The Sims 4 is if they've got mods. With The Sims 3, the only type of mods that I need are ones that will keep it running smoothly, so like the Naraz suite, but I don't really have any mods that I can think of in my game that are for gameplay purposes. And like I said, I'm still discovering things all these years later in The Sims 3. Like there's just so much to do and so much to discover, and I absolutely love it. Ooh, your cheeks are on display, girl. Ooh, I quite like that. I might have to go with that. I'm liking these vibes. Ooh, but what's this? Oh, I do like that as well. I don't know. Oh, See, I'm not a fashionista, and I don't know if I saw this Sim walking down the street, if I'd be like, hey girl, hey. If I'd be like, what is she wearing? And those are just like super duper high, but look at the butt. You see the butt crease in the mirror? See what's going on with that? That means her jeans are a little bit too tight. She's probably not wearing undies. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm getting into this really, really rambly phase where I'm just chatting shit. So I think I'm going to go ahead, finish up her outfit, love you, and leave you guys with some music because I could be here for a while, so I should probably speed this up because I've been talking to you guys for about an hour and 20 minutes, and you guys are probably, ooh, I like those. Ooh, you guys are probably ready for me to just be quiet. So I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to bring new things out on my channel. Let me know what you guys want to see, whether it be 3 or 4, Sims 3 or Sims 4. And just tell me how you've been. Tell me what you've been up to in your life, because like I said, I have missed you guys, and hopefully I will talk to you guys very soon. Like I always say, don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!